Planning a fishing trip shouldn't feel like a full-time job. With fishingbooker.com, you can find and book the perfect fishing trip within minutes. Fishingbooker.com connects you with trusted fishing captains around the world. Booking is fast, easy, and secure, with access to verified customer reviews, loyalty rewards, and around-the-clock customer support. Everything you need to book with confidence is in one place. So head to fishingbooker.com and start planning your next fishing adventure today.
When it's time to scale your business, it's time for Shopify. Get everything you need to grow the way you want. Like, all the way. Stack more sales with the best converting checkout on the planet. Track your cha-chings from every channel, right in one spot. And turn real-time reporting into big-time opportunities. Take your business to a whole new level. Switch to Shopify. Start your free trial today.
All right, welcome back to the Survival and Basic Badass Podcast with Kevin and Chuck. Today, we're going to talk about making your home a homestead. Basically, go through some ideas of what you can do to make your home a little more self-reliant, if you will. A little more homesteady. Kevin, something you'd like to do?
Well, you know, spring is upon us. It's time to get going. If you haven't started planting your seedlings yet, you need to get to it. I think most of the country is already starting to plant outdoors.
It doesn't seem like we are up north here in the Great White North.
No, not yet. Not yet. We still get another month or so, I think, before we're ready to go.
But you should be indoor planting. Start your seeds.
Mm-hmm.
I know actually my wife was out turning over the garden today. Now, so basically what I wanted to talk about today is like ideas, ways we can, really turn it around for our homestead. There's a lot of neat ideas, things we can do, different projects you can take advantage of this spring that, might make you a little more closer to self-reliant.
Sure.
So let's talk about some of those ideas. I think one of the big categories that come to people's mind when they think homestead, well, one, you kind of touched on it, I think a survival garden.
Right.
That's a big thing. What do you think there?
Yeah, I mean, if you can stock up on some meaty fresh vegetables, meaty like tomatoes and zucchinis and squash and things like that, carrots, potatoes, also a lot of leafy greens. They're great because they grow so fast. You can get two
turn
harvests.
Over a couple harvests. Yeah.
So that's a big deal though. And a lot of the other stuff we're going to talk about today actually will come into play with the garden to help it get going.
Nice.
Obviously, you want to get some beds going. I mean, it's not really a big deal to get started. You just dig up a section of grass and turn it into dirt. Eventually you're going to have to start fencing it in, keep the critters out, get some compost in there and things like that. But there's no, it doesn't have to be a big project to get one started this year.
No, not at all. One of the things we have now is we have a couple companies that do local seeds, where they actually sell seeds that do well in your area kind of thing.
Right.
Like, these are the cucumbers that grow great in the Hudson Valley, or whatever. And, maybe things like that. And maybe if that doesn't exist in your area, maybe you're the guy who starts that.
There you go.
That's a big thing here. They came up with some fun, creative, like hand-painted, packaging and different stuff. And they all have like a little story. But it's really a good idea to have seeds that are unique to your environment.
Right. Especially when you can get people to pay $3 for the same bag of seeds.
Exactly.
That would cost 99 cents because it's got nice little artwork on the front.
Fancy artwork. I'm just saying, business idea, I just dropped that on you. I'm looking out for you guys.
That's right.
So, moving right along, we go from the garden to, now let me tell you about livestock. Now, a lot of you, now again, there may be zoning issues and whatever, and if there is, I'd recommend you move. But, you should all be thinking of some kind of animals on your farm. At some point, we're going to talk to you about dogs, but right now I'm talking about like chickens, maybe some eggs.
Something that produces.
No, I'm not saying you need to jump into all these. Pick like one for this season. Now, if you already have...
And I would pick one for this season and
add.
next season.
Right, exactly. Mm-hmm. Well, yeah. Well,
I mean, there's no, jumping from chickens to cows, it's a big step there,
It is. But, I mean, if you've already got, I don't know, 3 or 4 chickens, I think I have 12 at the moment. Mm-hmm. I think around 8 sounds like a nice number. Mm-hmm.
Depending on your family size.
A small amount of chickens is a great idea. So building up a coop and getting some chicks and that kind of thing and doing that might be a cool idea and something you could start if you haven't done it. Mm-hmm. And maybe you're like, well, Chuck, I'm way ahead of you. I already got chickens in my yard. Well, then let's talk about some other things you might want to add. Mm-hmm. Have you considered rabbits? I know you're like, well, Chuck, you've already told me about rabbits. That's right. All right. So maybe you've added chickens and rabbits.
Where do I go from here, Chuck?
Where? What could I do? Let me tell you about goats. Goats can provide milk.
I'm a big fan of goats.
And you can eat the goats. Mm-hmm. And people like to watch them jump, and you can make dumb videos and put them all over YouTube.
Right. Super cute.
You could be a YouTube sensation.
Mm-hmm. You and
Murray
your goat.
Mayhem, maybe I'm talking to you. Maybe you want, add that to your
some
channel.
Goats in there.
You get some goats falling over, all of a sudden you're at 1 million views every other week.
Yeah, no, I'm a big fan of goats. I'd have a hard
Especially
time
if you
eating
put
them.
fun songs behind it.
Yeah, yep.
Kevin said he goes to goat yoga. Is that right?
I've never even heard of that. Is that a thing?
That's a thing. Oh. Apparently, you do yoga. Well, goats climb and
goat
stand on
stands
top of you.
I have heard of this.
You've seen it. All right.
That's amazing stuff. Yeah. So, goats are always a fun thing to add to your repertoire. They do produce some great milk and some great cheese. I've heard rumors, I don't know that it's true, that by drinking goat milk, you can make yourself immune. Yeah, make yourself immune to poison ivy, as long as they've been eating poison ivy, which they do.
Or maybe I'll just break out in a rash. Could go either way.
It could go. I have a friend that drinks goat's milk and says he never gets poison ivy.
Did he get poison ivy before?
He did get poison ivy before, so he feels like he's cured, but that seems like really anecdotal evidence. I'd really like something a little firmer to hang my hat on.
Is he willing to let Superman punch him in the stomach?
Well, I have to get him to go roll around in some
poison ivy.
Poison ivy.
That sounds like the next logical
Maybe he's
step.
just gotten good at spotting it and staying away from it.
Yeah. All right. So maybe you're like, you know what? Animals aren't for me.
Well, I want to talk real quick about pigs.
Pigs.
Everything I've read about it says it's a terrible idea to get started with pigs.
I think they're awesome.
But
I've never done it, so I don't know.
Bulletproof fence before you even think about getting pigs.
Bulletproof fence.
Yeah, make sure, because they'll just push everything right over.
Now, I seem to have seen something on this week that pigs can completely eradicate a human corpse in 8 minutes.
Yeah, it's something handy to have around the house,
They said everything but the teeth. Now, what I have seen, somebody posted in a comment that their compost pile could do it in about 2 weeks. Now, 2 weeks is not 8 minutes, but they bragged that the teeth and all.
Really?
I don't know what kind of compost they got going.
Because I've been composting for a while, and I can't even get the
there's
leaves
still
to
bodies in there, so
I still have 3 hookers in my compost bin and nothing.
Oh, no.
So let's talk about that. Let's talk about composting.
We see that segue? You like that?
Let's see. Now, composting. Want to get a bin going? Real easy to do.
Right.
All you have to do is make an area. You don't even have to have it boxed in. I found 5 or 6 pallets and made two bins out of them.
Yes.
Just ran chicken wire around the outside of, around the inside of them. Made a little gate so I could open it up and turn it over. But
Right.
I probably get maybe four or five cubic feet of compost every spring and every fall.
Okay. Now, I followed your lead and stepped it up. I think I have 4, maybe
Okay.
4 bins of, made out of pallets. And again, I get, all my chickens, and the wife's big on raking up leaves and dead leaves in there. Somehow I have to mulch them for her.
Yes, the leaves, you can't just throw whole leaves in there because they'll just last forever.
Oh, can you run over them with the lawnmower? Now, where'd they go?
Now
I
they're
don't
all over the
understand. It's just a pain in my ass.
Yep.
But I do have 4 bins going, and composting's a thing. I don't know. I've heard some people are big on just leaves, nothing else. Some people are big on putting eggshells and coffee grounds in there.
Yeah, I throw everything in there.
Vegetables, whatever. The chicken poo finds its way into my compost
That's
pile.
great there. That's good for getting
I'd imagine
getting
the
it going.
bunny poo, if I had bunny poo. Whatever.
Now, one thing I just learned is I always threw all my vegetable scraps in there.
Okay.
But apparently onions and garlic are not
a
super
no-go?
for your... Yeah, I guess that they're too acidic for the bacteria and the worms to chew on. They don't like it.
All right, now I know. Secret of the pros.
Now, if you want to get your compost bin together, you got your chopped up leaves and your dried out grass clippings and your vegetable scraps, your eggshells, and you're not getting anywhere. It's just sitting there. There's a couple of things you can do to get it moving again. All right, so you need to go through and just chop up everything. You can shred it, get it down to a finer
All right.
consistency. You want to keep it damp, not soaking wet, but damp. Now, a lot of people, I used to turn it over almost every day. It's not cool because they're not letting the heat build up. You want to only turn it over every couple of weeks.
Okay.
And that's it, man. Just make sure your mix is as good as possible, and that you should be off to the races.
If you're really fighting it and you feel like nothing's happening, if you want to run some airlines through it, and what I'm talking about is just some, like they have that corrugated waste pipe stuff you can throw in there and just put some holes in it and run it through and then pile it on. Just letting a little air get in there for the bugs might heat it up.
Right.
But you shouldn't have to do that.
Yeah, for the most part, you ought to be able to just throw all this stuff in there and come back, 6 months later and have compost.
All right. Now, what else could we do to make our house a little more protected? We have all this free time where, like, I got all spring. All I'm going to do is watch a Netflix marathon.
Yeah.
And maybe you don't. Maybe you go outside. And what else could we do?
Instead of binging.
The Netflix marathon.
Okay, right. So, well, one of the ideas I was thinking about is I need new gutters this year.
Okay.
I'm replacing the gutters this year on my house. Now, everybody's got a lot of home maintenance if you own a home.
So you're saying climb up on the roof, look at the shingles.
Yeah, well, I mean, you should be, doing
the gutters.
inspections of stuff. Yeah, keep your gutters clean. That's a big deal. People overlook.
So you're saying that general home maintenance, being on top of it, might be a prepper kind of homestead skill.
I mean, you don't want to be 3 months into the apocalypse and realize your ceiling's all of a sudden leaking because
Or
you
you
haven't
didn't
been
get
paying
your
attention.
septic tank pumped out.
Yeah, that's no good. It's no good. So
I have some rotting boards on the back of my house. I should replace those. That might be something
now
I
when
do.
you can go to the store and get new boards, now's the time to do it.
Okay.
But keeping up with home maintenance, when you do that, there's all sorts of little projects you can work into it. I'm thinking about doing the gutters this year, and I've been collecting 55-gallon drums. So I think I'm going to run that gutter water right into some of these elevated drums, and then put a spigot in the bottom of it, and use the rainwater for watering the garden.
Nice.
It's not going to be
this
as
could
much water
actually
as I need,
segue
but
into you're calling it water storage.
water storage.
Or maybe put together that home fire party.
But it is a good time right now to get some containers, get some water going. Think about a plan, ultimately, a plan of how you're going to get your water. Figure out where your water comes from. Do you even know where it comes from? A lot of people have no idea. It comes from the city. Well, does it come from a water tower? Or is it a pressurized pump that's keeping the water flowing out of your lines? Ooh. Is it your well pump? Does it come right out of your backyard? Figure that out. Figure out where it's coming from, and figure out a way to ensure that it keeps coming, or that you have enough to supply yourself.
Nice. All right. Now, I would take you into, you could think about fortifying your homestead as a spring project.
Sure.
Now, this might include fencing. Mm-hmm. Both upping the fencing for your animals, fencing the perimeter of your property. This might include maybe you get some cameras. Mm-hmm. Maybe you've been thinking about, I should get the cameras, and that way, home security kind of thing. Now, maybe you didn't want to go all the way to, all right, I'm spending $300 and I have surveillance stuff. I can look at it on my iPhone. Maybe you get some trail cams, and you set them up on your driveway or by your front door or by your side door or wherever you think the weak link is.
Just check it out when your house gets broken into. When it comes down to these sorts of things, a lot of the times you might not have a spouse that's fully on board the homesteading, but wouldn't it be a great idea if you could fence in the whole yard so your dogs could run and play?
Sure.
That would be a great idea.
Scruffy would like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The little Jack Russell Terrier shaped like a
Jack
football.
Russell.
I don't know. But
maybe you guys need to check out the doors on your door lock there. Maybe you listened to our podcast the other day on the door defense. Mm-hmm. Maybe you want to get something like that and install that.
Yeah.
Another option. Maybe you want to set up some outdoor lighting. I know there's a company, Sunforce, that makes solar spotlights, basically. You mount on your shed, mount on a tree at the entrance to your driveway.
And you can do like a motion sensor floodlights. I think that's really, when you have a big piece of property and you're not right on top of your neighbors, it's good to have something like that that'll alert you to the fact that somebody's coming through your yard.
Now, maybe you're like, you know what, Chuck, though? I want to be more self-sufficient. I want to call my home a homestead, but I hate bugs and going outside. Guess what? I have the spring project for you.
Ooh, what is it?
Let me tell you about setting up your home long-term food storage. Maybe you want to set up some can rotations.
I thought you were going to say build a bat box.
No, I wasn't going to say that at all.
No. These are for the people that Netflix and chill.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So maybe you're like, wait, stop. I already ordered some. I've been stocking up. I buy the extra can. Everything like that. Mm-hmm. But I buy the extra can of food. But maybe you should go down and use this time to see what's expired. Mm-hmm. To maybe go through it. Rotate things out. Mm-hmm. Maybe just put the older items in the front, so make sure they're getting used. Mm-hmm. Maybe you have a real rotation system set up, and maybe that's the project that you need to be working on right now. Now, Kevin, you're kind of an outdoor guy.
I'm a little bit of an outdoor guy.
You like to go out and do things. So I look at you and I'm thinking, you know what? Maybe you need to make up some kind of outdoor cooking barbecue.
Yeah. Actually,
like that.
I've been looking into stepping up my game. I was thinking about building a pizza oven in the backyard. And then I saw how hard it was, and I was like, never mind.
No. You know what? I set up for that. I made the big flat area. And then I went to Lowe's and bought this home grill thing that you can do with wood and whatever, and I'm in. So.
Yeah.
But maybe you're like, well, all right, the pizza oven, the big impressive, outside wood grill or coal setup that you were going to make out of bricks and stone.
Right.
Maybe that's a bit much. Maybe it's not. Maybe that's right for you. But I would also say maybe you need to get some extra propane tanks.
Yeah, you know, I think
Get them filled, set up.
Yeah, that's really something that, you know, it's a bit pricey when you're getting started. You know, at minimum, every man needs to have 2 propane tanks. Because when your grill runs out in the middle of a steak...
And you're,
you got to switch it out. But if you're a prepper, you know, having 6 or 7 of those things on hand is pretty useful. I think I'm at 8 right now.
That's a lot of tanks.
5 full. I still got to fill 3 up. But, you know, it's a little bit pricey if you're buying a new propane tank.
Okay.
You're looking for, you know, like $50 or $60 per tank.
Wow.
Filled up, right?
That's a lot of money.
You know, you have to remember it's a one-time purchase, though. Then after that, you're spending $20 or $15 or even $10, $12
$10-12
to get it
the
filled
right
up.
place. But that's the thing. Maybe you eye for the used ones or the dirty old nasty ones people are kind of throwing out or whatever. Trade those out at, you know, at Lowe's or whatever. Get them full with a new one.
Yep.
You're good to go. Another way you could go is, have you guys considered maybe it's time to get a dog? You know, a dog can be a real asset to making your home a homestead. In regards to security, they're just all around an asset. You know, pest control, a lot of times they can be an issue. Protecting your yard from deer and other things like that. The right dog, that can be a good issue. Sometimes just the dog hair and the, you know, dog urine around the yard is enough to
keep them out. But
scare away a lot of animals.
A good, well-trained dog is really a valuable asset.
And maybe you have the dog, and maybe you use this summertime to train your dog.
There you go.
Maybe step up some of his
teach it to herd your ducks back into your yard when they run across the street. I like
it. Another project you might want to think about this spring is maybe some outbuildings.
Yep. Now, that's definitely on my list.
Oh,
this year. Yep.
Then maybe you want to build something to store all your firewood in. Maybe you want an animal shelter.
Yeah, maybe you want just a little lean-to to keep the rain off your firewood. Maybe you need something to store your tractor in.
You know, tractor, tools, that kind of stuff. Maybe it's as small as like an outhouse, and you just use it for your tools down by the garden.
Yep, hanging all your shovels and
or
things.
Or maybe you're building a big shed, whatever.
Yep.
But, I mean, these are all things
you might need a shed just to store all your propane tanks. That's what I'm thinking about.
That only sounds right. You know, I've talked about maybe you're so bored, you're like, I don't know what to do. Chuck, I'm so prepared. I've done all these things. Well, have you made yourself a nice forge and set up a little blacksmith shop and learn some blacksmithing?
That would be an excellent project, and you could probably get pretty decent at it in one summer.
You got to be looking for a project.
Right.
I'm not talking about, like, you got 8 of the things that I just mentioned still to do. That's probably not the right project for you. But if you're like, Chuck, everything you said, I was like, check, done, and now you've made it to the blacksmith shop, then there you go.
It's a good problem to have.
That's a great problem to have. Now, you know what I thought would be a great idea to work on this summer would be setting up a gun range.
Yep.
Now, I was trying to think of a good way to do it, and I was thinking, man, you know, a bunch of used tires. And kind of setting up the backdrop with old tires. Everybody's trying to get rid of them. That might be the way to go. Maybe you have some heavy equipment. Maybe you can borrow some heavy equipment. Maybe you have some natural hills in your backyard, and you can kind of set it up. But if you have, you know, a bit of machinery, that might be something you want to do, and spend some time getting to know your guns this summer.
Start ranging in some of your long-range guns. You know, not everybody can build a range in their backyard, but
if you can,
honestly,
you should move.
Yeah, a lot of us can.
I mean, if us New Yorkers can find a way, then I feel like you guys need to step up your game. All right. I also have, you know, we kind of touched on it in the beginning here, but general tool maintenance, sharpening, oiling, any of that kind of stuff.
I can't think of the last time I actually spent time sharpening my axe. That's got to be overdue.
Sharpen your axe, the hose, put them on the grinder. I know whenever my wife gets a new hoe, actually there's a brand, Rogue, that makes a hoe that actually comes like a knife blade, and they're awesome. They actually come with a cover on the end of the hoe because you're going to cut yourself.
It's that sharp.
And it is that sharp. But a lot of other, if I go to Lowe's and buy a hoe, first thing she's like, oh, put it on the grinder and work this out for me. Yeah. And, I cut in a nice edge to it.
Yeah. And, just even taking the blades off your lawnmower, sharpening those guys up. There's a lot. If you've got a grinder, there's a lot you can sharpen in your house.
Yes. And not everybody lives fat on the hog like me, where you can buy $30 chainsaw chains every other month or week or whatever all summer long. I have a pile of like 8 chains sitting down there that...
Got to keep it out of the dirt, man.
I'm like, well, it's the cedar trees. Just kick my ass. I'll cut up one tree, one chain, And that's honestly not even that bad. Well, you know what it is? It's one tree, one chain, and then one stump, one chain. And I'm not talking about hitting the dirt. I'm talking about just cutting up the stump different ways, whatever.
So you can get it out.
But yeah, so maybe you learn how to sharpen those chainsaw chains, get on that, that kind of stuff. Keeping your tools in top, condition is really...
Yeah. Yeah, and sharpening those chainsaw blades, it's not really difficult if you've got the right file for it.
Yeah, there's actually a little mark on the chain on the grooves, and you just want to cut the same angle as the little line that's on there. Just go on YouTube, you'll figure it out. But that was the thing. We didn't want to go into detail on like how to do each one of these projects. Honestly, a lot of our podcasts have already covered most of these things. We just wanted you to kind of look around, see what's missing on the homestead, see what you guys can do to make yourself a little bit more self-reliant. One of the last ones I had is you might want to step up your first aid.
Yeah, this is a great time for it.
Your first aid kits, make sure you have stuff available. Like, if you have a barn way out on, the other end of your property, or a shed or something like that, having a first aid kit with just some quick stuff out there might not be a bad way to go.
You never know when you're going to be out there and you're going to rip both your arms off with the thresher.
Who hasn't seen that play out?
And you don't have any quick clot. You got to go all the way across the yard and back in the house, and then you're getting blood everywhere.
If that's happened once, it's happened 1,000 times to me. So you may also... Now that you got that axe and chainsaw all sharpened up and ready to go, you may want to deal with any of those dead trees, things that have fallen down in the last couple months.
And cleaning up your property after wintertime, it's, that's always a project that has to be done. But, isn't it great if you can clean up some of those dead trees and actually get maybe a half a cord of wood stacked up next to your house?
Maybe you need to clean up your neighbor's dead trees and
go.
get that half a cord of wood for your house. And then charge them too.
Yeah, there you go. And I'll haul it away for free.
I'll haul it away for free. You just got to pay me for cutting it down.
Now, I was doing a little bit of work. I was building a small pond in my backyard.
Excellent.
It's not really big enough for a lot of fish. But it got me thinking and got me reading up on it. And if you can get a 1/4 acre size lake,
that's a big lake.
You can get a pretty big catfish population going.
Yes.
So I started looking into it. Catfish pond should be about 4 feet deep, but they say the deeper it is, the better it's gonna handle the winter times.
That's it. They want to go deep, where it's not gonna freeze in the winter.
Right. They said 6 to 7 feet is the ideal depth of it. You want to keep your water moving as much as possible. Catfish are great because you can mix them with any other fish. They're not, they're not predatory when it comes to other fish that you would eat, and most things aren't predatory of catfish. They taste great. It says you can get these fish when they're forget what they call them, but they're small stock fish. Get them $1 a piece and throw them in there. And say about 25 fish per half acre, or per quarter acre. And fish is full size in 18 months.
Nice.
So, I mean, you spend $25 now, and you've got 25 dinners ahead of you next year.
If you have the rocky yard like me, this might not be the. This ended up being a 3-summer project for me to dig my pond. Now, I do have to point out that I am too cheap to rent heavy equipment. However, that said, I did get in there with a freaking jackhammer, and it's still not deep enough to where I want it.
I remember that. You worked on it for about 4 hours with the jackhammer, and you got about 6 inches.
It's brutal.
Yep.
And that was after, me out with the pick for 3 summers. So,
One of
choose
these
it
days,
wisely.
It's going to be deep enough, man. It's going to be ready to go.
And then when I slack off, it just fills right back up with dirt and weeds and I don't know what. But all winter it looks great, full of water. And then all summer it looks like a big dry hole.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got to buy some plastic. That's what I'm getting at.
Get a liner going.
Liner's about $300-400 for the size of pond I have, but I hate to say it. I think it's got to happen.
If you want a pond, man, that's what you're going to have to do.
It's the price to pay, right?
Yep, it's where you live. You need a good, if any of you guys are at home or thinking about building a pond, you need a good stream on your property to really get it going.
Yeah, I mean, water in or at least a spring, a natural recurring. One of the last things I really wanted to hit on is maybe you got your home squared away. I think we were looking at the Casual Prepper has a Facebook group, and somebody made a comment in there. They were like, I know you're all going to yell at me, but I feel like a prepper might just be somebody who's too lazy to learn bushcraft. And, in a way, it's kind of true.
Right.
That doesn't mean you're an idiot if you're not preparing for things.
Right.
If you're not planning and storing the right things. But using your extra free time, setting aside a little time to really learn some skills, go out camping, go out and do things, and, really hone the skills of fire starting, shelter building, hands-on with the first aid kind of stuff, hands-on looking at plants, foraging, hands-on hunting and trapping, and getting out there and doing that stuff, use this time to really learn and fine-tune those skills.
Right. If you don't have any money to start any projects this spring, which, I mean, a lot of us are in that situation, but, it doesn't cost very much to start learning some new skills. Doesn't cost much to go out hiking for an afternoon. Most of the places it's free. Now, the other day I was out doing some hiking on, some of the less traversed areas of the woods near my house.
All right.
And I came across somebody's half-built shelter.
On your property?
Not on my property, no.
Okay.
And they had it all put together pretty good, and they had a bunch of pine boughs cut. So I'm going to go by next week and see if they finish it up. Yeah, I'll post some pictures on the Facebook page if they did a good job. Now, before we wrap up, we do have one emergency item.
Emergency?
Yeah.
Wow.
We almost lost the other Corey this week.
Corey? This is troubling.
Corey Feldman posted on Instagram.
Now, we already lost Corey Haim.
Yeah, he's
gone.
So Corey Feldman, he's the last one we got. He's the last of the Frog Brothers or whatever.
All right.
So he posted on Instagram, a man opened my car door and stabbed me with something. He went to the hospital. He filed a police report. When he got to the hospital, they checked him out. He had no knife wounds. Maybe it's magic. I don't know about Corey.
Maybe it was a needle. Who knows?
Yeah. It says, Officer Garcia is the one that interviewed him. It says, upon investigation, it was determined there is no laceration to his abdomen. And Corey Feldman could not describe what his attacker looked like or what weapon he used and had no injuries. So, I don't know. I guess we didn't really almost lose him. It sounds more like something that's entirely made up.
Just the same.
He could go any day now. Any day. It's a matter of time.
We did get some new subscribers on Patreon this week.
Oh, yeah.
I was excited about that.
Mm-hmm. Big news. We'll send everybody out patches
send out
this
the
week.
patches. I think the last one was Ben. Just did it today. So, no, it won't really be today when you're listening to this.
Right.
But we appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
And Ben's also been somebody who emails us pretty much on the regular.
Yep. So we appreciate that donation. If any of you other guys want to help us out here a little bit, we'd appreciate that. If you want to get a hold of us by email,
okay,
you can go to email us at preppingbadass@gmail.com. I'll get back to you in my own sweet time. I will email you back.
You are kind of slow.
Sometimes I'm a lazy ass
sometimes.
though, and it takes 3 or 4 days. But what else you got, Chuck?
Carl also pledged on Patreon.
Oh, okay.
Matthias, who you already sent
Matthias,
the patch out
yes.
to.
Yep.
Matthias, my mistake. Whoa. Sam also pledged in this month. So I'm just saying.
All right.
Guys are starting to look out for us.
Mm-hmm.
We appreciate it. Kind of a big thing. Keeps us going, keeps the lights on, keeps Kevin in the proper beer.
That's right.
Premium beers, if you will.
Premium beers. Dijon beer.
Dijon. And also, if you guys want to show us some love on iTunes, we always appreciate it. But with that, I think that about wraps it up. So stay safe, and we'll talk to you guys next week.
Planning a fishing trip shouldn't feel like a full-time job. With FishingBooker.com, you can find and book the perfect fishing trip within minutes. FishingBooker.com connects you with trusted fishing captains around the world. Booking is fast, easy, and secure, with access to verified customer reviews, loyalty rewards, and around-the-clock customer support. Everything you need to book with confidence is in one place. So head to FishingBooker.com and start planning your next fishing adventure today.